have the distinct pleasure of speaking with James Patterson of the James Patterson Morning Show, and he is actually um, speaking about his new single and just life in general, things that are going on, what is to come. I'm definitely trying to pick his brain, while I have him on the show with me tonight. And the single is This Joy, which is just absolutely awesome. It is celebrating, a joy that you have that cannot be taken away from you because it only came from God. And we know with God's joy, it's unspeakable, it's unchangeable, it's undeniable. So we are so excited for you celebrating that. But while I have you on the platform, I often want to tell people all the time, how did you end up coming into your ministry? What was your initial passion, and how did you even come about getting into radio, James?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, I'm gonna steal all that what you just said before that about joy. That was a good intro to my song. I might have to do that when I do live performance. But anyway, moving
Amen.
forward. I want somebody taping this. I need to listen.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, I am excited, but anyway, what really ministry has always been a part of my life.
Amen.
I feel like back in the day, I used to always say, I'm here for a purpose. I don't know exactly what level it's on, but I know I'm here to help others.
Okay.
And so I knew whatever I needed to do, it needed to be musical and it needed to be able to help people.
Amen.
And so God ended up directing my life to be a music educator. And I initially got, and the funny part is I got into music education because I knew I was good at music and I thought I was good at teaching and talking, which I think I still am. I've been doing it for 8 years. But so I was like, well, I'm going to do that because I'm not good enough to be, to do it myself. So maybe I can teach some people to do it. And I got into Sunday best with one of my students, Joshua Rogers, and started looking at his journey, and I'm encouraging my students to do things that I wasn't able to do. I could do it, but I didn't believe in myself. So I'm like, how can I be preaching and teaching to believe in what God gave you if you don't believe in what you got?
Amen.
And
You better
so,
say that.
That was a message for me. And at that point, about 2 years later, God pushed me forward and was like, you need to get up in this thing and do it.
Amen.
So I began my ministry full time as far as singing, an artist.
Wow.
I ended up going in a competition for Black Expo and working with Ricky Dillard. And
wow.
so things changed.
Yes.
And after that, everything fell in place. Because, when you're actually doing what God is telling you to do,
Amen.
for real,
Amen.
he'll make room,
Yes,
Like
he will.
He'll open some doors and
yes,
he'll
indeed.
move you forward when you ain't supposed to be moved forward, I guess, by a man.
Amen.
But, I was trying to figure out some things. I was new to the game, like how I'm going to get on radio. And
yes.
so before I even put out my single, I became friends with radio hosts. Radio owners. I just wanted to know them and appreciate them and love them before I even put out a song.
Wow.
And so I did that. I reached out. I texted on them every day, talked about their family, found out what they loved, what their favorite football team was, what they like to do when they on Saturday, the ladies like to get their hair done on this day. I just found out all kinds of stuff just to be friendly. And long story short, I went in for an interview one day, and a radio station owner at WOC at 93.7 ended up saying, hey, James, you need to have a show. And he actually gave me my first opportunity to have a radio show.
Wow.
And I had no idea. I didn't know how to do it. Didn't really have a full passion for it because I didn't understand what God was doing.
Yes.
I didn't know. I told the man no initially. I was like, I ain't gonna do that because I don't know what I'm doing with that, and I gotta do things in excellence. No.
But you see how God works it out, though.
That was a way for me to help others.
Amen. And let me tell you, there is nothing more important important than a voice.
Right.
Someone just mentioned that to me the other day. They said, it is so significant, especially in the times that we're in today, to be in media, period. Because
Right.
we
Right.
have the opportunity to change lives by how we educate, how we inspire, and how we motivate people. So never, never take it lightly that when God calls you to that, it is your duty to accept it, because there is a certain niche of people that He wants to be shaken up sometimes. And
Come
sometimes
on.
it's not the regular traditional way of doing it. See, you were called to reach an area that maybe a traditional church couldn't get to. We have to
Come
talk to
on.
the masses. And when we do that, when you have a true love for God, and again, this joy, and I go back to that because that is so significant in your music. This joy, people need to know that it exists. Everything is not depressing. Everything is not
Mm-hmm.
difficult. And even in those difficult times, what I realize about God's love, it's kind of like a woman when she goes through having her baby. And I know you may not can relate, but we be in a lot of pain, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay, so with that being said, I look at it kind of like the same way. Even though we go through this tribulation and that baby is pushing itself through, and we are in the most painful part of our lives, but the end result is this beautiful new life that we've allowed to
Yes.
come into this world. It's a different kind of pain. And so to me,
Right.
that's what life is. It's a different kind of pain. When you have that joy of the Lord, it is letting you know that
Mm.
you're not without going through trials and tribulations, but what you are going to be able to do is birth those things into existence that He expects you to do. And when you see that finished product, it makes you stronger. It makes you happier. It gives you resilience, a strength that that didn't come from you, but that God always has your back. So when you continue moving forward, you are truly going to do what you're called to do. And that is what this joy represents to me. And I thank you so
Wow.
much, seriously, because it means so much. And it's at a time where irresponsible media is only showing us negativity. We don't see
Come
anything
on.
positive anymore. It is our duty to change the game. We got to let them know
That's right.
everybody in the world ain't hating each other. Blacks and whites ain't always arguing. Heck, it's more black marriages and mixed kids than it is people who
Exactly.
are divisive against one another, or people who don't love Muslims. Heck, I got quite a few Muslim friends.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't talked about blowing my house up. So my thing is, we
Come
got to
on.
get to a point where we're responsible and we're showing the love that really is out there before we end up allowing the enemy to destroy what our purpose is. And God is gonna have the final say so. Period. I don't care what it looked like
Right.
today. You know.
And I think we focus on sometimes in agreement with what you're saying. Sometimes we focus on those negative things,
We do.
and that makes us lose focus on the other stuff that God really has for us. It
Mm.
pushes us back.
Yes.
Focus on those positive things and those great things. There's some things that God wants to do for us, but we over here worrying about this crazy foolishness that ain't even got nothing to do with us. Or even if it got
Yes.
something to do with us, say that thing to the left and keep moving.
Amen. Amen.
We get distracted too easily.
We do. But then to me, that's something where we don't do enough self-checking. It's so
Right.
easy when we walk around here saved and we look so polished. And in the
Come
inside,
on.
we are tore up from the floor up. But it's so what happens,
You
that
preaching.
pride, let me tell you, okay, and I don't know who this is
You preaching.
for, but I'm telling you, I'm in the zone tonight because that pride is what hides itself from you. And it causes so much bitterness and strife where your life could be a lot easier if you would just let go. First of all, check yourself. God always, if nothing else, He will have you responsible for you, won't He? No matter how
Come
bad you
on.
think something is, guess who He gonna talk to first? You. He's going to ask you to look within yourself. What are your motives? What is your attitude? And I remember I used to say all the time, I mean, every time I turn around, Lord, you got me with some old crazy person and this, that, and the other. And one day, let me tell you how the Lord checked me. It was hilarious. You want to know what he said? He said, that's what you pray for. And I said, I ain't never prayed to you. Now look, I'm calling the Lord a lie, telling him about he don't know what he talking about. I said, I ain't never asked for that. To be bringing these crazy people. He said, you didn't. He said, you asked me, Lord, strengthen me so that I can be there for the people who, don't know who they are. I want to love more God. I want, I don't want to have pride, Lord. So he said he brought me the people to help me with that.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm telling you, and we need that check sometimes, as we're walking this walk. It's not easy, but to me, it's a lot simpler than we make it.
Right. Right. We get out the way and let him do his thing. We'll be all right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So what do we have next for you, Mr. Patterson? Because listen, the timing for you, I just keep seeing elevation, okay?
Wow.
So with that being said, what do you got on the horizons that you can tell us about?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm super excited. I actually just came yesterday. This is exclusive. I haven't really said it on air yet. Yesterday, yeah, this is exclusive. I have actually shot my very first music video in the historical downtown Charleston where the Emmanuel 9 happened, right there and I wanted to bring joy to the city because there was so much dark clouds over there.
Yes.
And I said, we're gonna, and I actually did a part of my music video in the daughter church of Mother Emmanuel.
Wow, that is so exciting. Yeah. So look, I'm telling you,
it's exciting.
It is, and you know what? Again, this is just another phase of what is going on, in your life and how awesome it is when you are doing God's work. How it's coming to full fruition. Everything that He set out for you, your goals, your visions, your dreams. And I know, every day you kind of sit back like, man, God, I cannot believe this is so, still happening.
Listen, I got Bahamas in 2 weeks, Las Vegas in a few more weeks after that, where I'm actually hosting my first showcase with a couple of guys, Brother Reggie and Dave Williams. And I've always been in showcases, but I was like, I want to actually I actually spoke it into existence last year. I said, listen, I'm going to have my own.
That's awesome.
And God said, you really want to do this? And I said, I really do, God. I need to put this thing here in place.
Amen.
And I actually got a call, and they said, listen, we want you to be a part of this. We want to host our own. Let's do it. And I was like, look at God.
I'm telling you, that is awesome. James, I'm so excited for you. So that's going to be in the month of March.
Vegas that will be on the 20th. Actually, it's right after the Stellars at Club Hip Hop. It's a Christian club.
That's
10
nice.
minutes away from the Stella Award. And I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, because you know what? We're going to be in the house at the Stellars, so we need to be running into each other.
Listen, 108 Praise Radio.
That's right, in the house.
So listen, I already know. And so I'll be working the stage at the Stellar, so you already know.
Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah, we definitely are going to have to put a plug in. That is going to be so exciting. Representing the city of Hiram, Georgia, Atlanta, and all of the surrounding cities, and Charleston. Come on, you know it's going to be a good time.
We do it. That's how we do it. 108 Praise Radio.
That is how we roll. I love it. Listen, I am having a ball with you. We're going to take another quick break, listen to the sounds of 108, and then when I come back, we're going to conclude with what you what word you would like to leave for the audience today. And again, we're going to get them to be able to know what time you come on each and every day. We're going to give a shout out to our Charleston, South Carolina crowd. And then listen, I'm going to need you to give a shout out and a prayer for our Dirty Birds up here doing their thing. It's David versus Goliath on Sunday.
Yes.
So we We are going to be in the house. But listen, you guys are listening to 108 Praise Radio, the Angela Foxworth Show. We will be right back in just a few.